Guess who's suddenly back in the UK? Yep, Prince Harry. And no, it's not for tea with the king or a royal family picnic. Word on the street is that Tyler Perry, who used to be super close with Harry and Meghan, might have dropped some secret tapes online. And let's just say, they could turn their whole story upside down. What started off all warm and fuzzy has now turned into a swirl of lawsuits, deleted posts, and some major cleanup behind the scenes. Curious? Stay with us, because this royal drama is just getting started. From fairy godfather to villain. Folks online are buzzing about a possible falling out between Tyler Perry and the Sussexes. Yes, Harry and Meghan themselves. But before anyone grabs a magnifying glass and starts sleuthing like it's a mystery movie, let's take a deep breath. Because so far it's looking more like fiction than fact. The trending rumor? That Tyler Perry, who was once practically the royal couple's superhero, might have drifted apart from them. The whispers started when he stopped popping up in their usual orbit. Naturally, people started asking, did something happen? But here's the thing. There's zero official word from Perry, Harry, or Meghan confirming any frostiness. Not a peep. No press statement. No tell-all interview. No secret Instagram post. This chatter probably started because, let's be honest, Perry was that friend who came through when the chips were seriously down. Right after Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal life and made the big move to North America, Perry stepped in like a fairy godfather. As shared in Netflix's Harry and Meghan docuseries, and confirmed by Town & Country, he offered his Beverly Hills mansion and even private security. And we're not talking about some quick Airbnb arrangement. Meghan told Oprah, "We didn't have a plan. We needed a house, and he, Tyler Perry, offered his security as well, so it gave us breathing room." Now that's A-list generosity. Harry chimed in too, remembering how things got a bit too real in Canada once their location was revealed and their safety plans vanished. The world knows where we are. It's not safe, it's not secure. We probably need to get out of here, he recalled. Perry's offer gave them a soft place to land, and some major peace of mind. If that wasn't enough of a royal favor, Perry became the godfather to their daughter, Lilibet. That's not the kind of title you hand out over brunch. So when Perry's name started fading from their storyline, people noticed. Some fans on X guessed maybe he was quietly stepping back, but again, pure guesswork. Sure, the silence seems suspicious to some, but no one has confirmed anything. No dramatic unfollowing, no cryptic quotes, nothing. All we know for sure is that Perry's help was very real and very public. What's happening behind the scenes? Total mystery. Bottom line, until someone actually says something, all these fallout rumors are just that, rumors. Let's not treat every silence as a plot twist. The lawsuit and the confidentiality clause. The man behind the billion-dollar Medea universe, yep, that Tyler Perry, is now dealing with a jaw-dropping $260 million lawsuit from actor Derek Dixon. And while the numbers are huge, it's the details, and one very sneaky contract clause, that have everyone whispering behind the scenes. Here's the tea. Derek Dixon, who starred in 85 episodes of Perry's BET drama, The Oval from 2021 to 2025, filed this mega lawsuit in June 2024. He's accusing Perry of some very serious workplace misbehavior, stuff like unprofessional behavior masked as mentorship, emotional manipulation, and playing power games that left Dixon feeling cornered. But wait, there's more. Hidden deep in those showbiz contracts? A confidentiality clause with a spicy twist. It lets either party spill the beans if the other one cuts ties publicly. Sounds like a Hollywood version of Say Something Shady, and I will too. About their first encounter. It supposedly all started at the glitzy 2019 grand opening of Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. Dixon claims Perry walked up to him like a curious casting director and hit him with the, "So who are you? What's the dream? What do you want to do?" line. Cute? Maybe. Until things reportedly got less about career goals and more about questionable boundaries. According to Dixon, by early 2020, he was invited over to Perry's place. And here's where it gets awkward. Dixon says Perry got a little too friendly, allegedly climbing into bed beside him without asking and starting to rub his leg. Dixon, clearly uncomfortable, said he jumped up and told him, "I'm not that kind of person," and stayed standing until Perry left. Hoping that would be the end of it? Not quite. Dixon shared that Perry kept texting him, way more than a usual boss would, and the texts were supposedly more, "Let's talk about us," than "Let's talk scripts." Fast forward a bit, and Dixon felt like his job on the Oval depended on staying on Perry's good side. When his character got shot 4 times in the script, he nervously asked if he was getting written off. Perry reportedly said, "If I did a good job, I'd probably survive." According to Dixon, the message was clear: keep him happy, or your character might not recover. Things only got more complicated from there. Dixon described another moment, this time in a trailer, where Perry allegedly cornered him and got too handsy. Afterwards, Perry would supposedly switch back into professional mode, saying things like, "We need to just be business," which left Dixon totally confused. "Great. Yes," he said he'd reply, not really sure what to make of it all. But the behavior, he says, didn't stop there. Apparently, the messages from Perry began sounding more possessive. One text reportedly read, "Don't you dare ignore me. I deserve better. I deserve attention all the time." Fans who've seen that message reposted on Reddit and X have been side-eyeing it hard. Some even joke that Perry sounded more like a jealous friend than a boss. Then there's the June 2021 incident. Dixon claims they had a night of drinks, and afterward, Perry tried to take things a step further, way too far. Dixon says he tried to calm the situation by pretending he was just really hungry, and the two ended up sharing a pizza. But afterwards, Dixon said he locked himself in the guest bathroom and slept on the floor to avoid more awkwardness. Even with all of that, Dixon didn't quit. Why? He says it was fear of losing the opportunity, the role, and any future projects. "This isn't a normal job," he explained. "You can't just go out and easily get another series regular role on a TV show." He stayed quiet for years, hoping that Perry would keep his word about filming a comedy pilot Dixon had written called Losing It. While Perry did shoot the pilot in 2022, Dixon later found out it couldn't be released due to other deals Perry had with Viacom. What makes this whole thing even more explosive? That confidentiality clause in Perry's contracts. Industry insiders are saying that clause allows people to speak freely if they've been cut off or publicly rejected. Basically, if Perry, or anyone else in the inner circle, distances themselves from someone, the other person might suddenly have the green light to talk. And if that happens, we might start hearing way more than anyone bargained for. Of course, Perry's team is saying none of this is true. They've called the claims fabricated and a scam, with attorney Matthew Boyd insisting that Dixon's lawsuit is just an elaborate attempt to stir up drama and cash in. "Tyler will not be shaken down," Boyd said confidently. But that hasn't stopped folks online from choosing sides. Some people have come out in support of Dixon, praising his courage and sharing their own stories with hashtags like #JusticeForDixon. Others aren't as convinced and think the timing is suspicious. Dixon, for his part, told The Hollywood Reporter, "Everyone deserves to go to work and do their job without their boss expecting something more." He said he kept telling himself this was just how Hollywood worked. But eventually, he couldn't keep quiet any longer. If you've peeked at the comments section on TikTok or X, the public's definitely split. Some users are defending Perry, saying he's being targeted because of his success. Others are demanding full transparency. But one thing's for sure, if that confidentiality clause gets triggered, this drama could turn into a full-on tell-all saga. Will more stories come out? Will Perry respond in a deeper way? Or will the whole thing get quietly settled behind the scenes? Whatever happens next, it's safe to say that Hollywood hasn't seen the last of this story, and we'll definitely be hearing more about it, one way or another. Meghan Markle's digital erasure and its consequences. Let's dish on the chatter that's had the internet spinning. The whole Meghan Markle and Tyler Perry situation. You've probably seen the headlines claiming Meghan's been sneakily scrubbing Tyler Perry out of her digital life like a plot twist in a daytime drama. But before we all start spiraling, here's the tea. Nobody's found any hard evidence that she's hitting delete on their friendship. Sure, their once glowing public connection seems a little dimmer these days, but a full-on erase and rewind? That's mostly fantasy. A few eagle-eyed royal watchers and armchair detectives on social media have been doing the math and noticed something fishy. Tyler's name isn't coming up on Meghan and Harry's pages or interviews like it used to, and naturally, folks are jumping to conclusions. Some even think she's gone full mission. Impossible to vanish his name from their entire story. But until someone shows us the digital receipts, we're putting this one in the rumor bin. About those whispers that Tyler's about to spill some big ol' royal secrets, allegedly out of frustration or because of some long-lost agreement? Let's just say it's giving drama, not facts. So far, no court documents, no anonymous sources with actual proof, not even a cryptic, "Wait till you hear this" from someone in the know. It's mostly social media theories, some wild tweets, and a sprinkle of dramatic headlines that aren't grounded in much reality. Where is this all coming from? Some fans think it might be Meghan herself pulling away. After all, Tyler Perry was once their real-life fairy godfather. Remember, he gave them a safe haven when they first stepped back from royal life. But lately, crickets. According to The Sun's royal exclusive, royal commentator Samara Gill suggested that Meghan distancing herself might be a strategy, especially with other headlines circling. Her take? I think it is damaging to their brand yet again because he was meant to be their closest friend. Oof. When Perry didn't chime in to support Meghan amid those photo scandals, that got people talking even more. Some believe he's gently backing away from her brand. But again, no official statements, just internet whispers. Meghan and Harry haven't commented either, which is making the silence feel louder. Still, as much as people want there to be a juicy secret vault, the idea that Tyler Perry's about to break out some royal-level revelations, pure speculation. Until we see actual proof, it's all just tea with no kettle. Bottom line, their friendship might be cooling off, but talk of deleted friendships and earth-shattering exposés is more gossip than gospel. Potential fallout and the shifting narrative. Tyler Perry, who most people know for being the powerhouse behind Medea and also the guy who basically saved Prince Harry and Meghan Markle when they left royal life, is suddenly at the center of a wild gossip tornado. And not for something he said, but for something he hasn't said. It all started with a pretty serious lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Actor Derek Dixon accused Perry of creating a not-so-great environment on the sets of The Oval and Ruthless. There were claims of unwanted attention, professional consequences, and a whole lot of behind-the-scenes messiness. Obviously, those are heavy claims and deserve real attention. But here's where things got twisty. Somehow, folks on social media turned that lawsuit into a totally separate conspiracy theory involving Harry and Meghan. How, you ask? Excellent question. People online, particularly those who enjoy a little royal tea with their morning scroll, have decided that Tyler Perry must be hiding some huge secrets about the Sussexes, as in top-tier, page-turning, reputation-rocking secrets. Some have even gone so far as to suggest there's a mysterious confidentiality agreement involved that Perry might break, which could apparently flip the script on everything we know about Harry and Meghan. The wild part? There's no proof. None. Zilch. No emails, no court records, not even a suspicious post-it note. Still, that hasn't stopped internet detectives from working overtime. Tyler Perry's team, for their part, is focused on the actual issue, the lawsuit, and they're not pulling any punches. His attorney Matthew Boyd came out with a pretty strong statement, calling the case a complete scam. According to Boyd, the accuser got close to Perry just to stir up drama, and in Boyd's words, shake him down. Bold claims on both sides, which is why this one's heading to court. But back to the Harry and Meghan subplot that doesn't seem to want to go away. Even though the couple hasn't been mentioned in any legal documents or statements from either side, their silence on Perry's situation is getting more attention than the actual case. Royals expert Hilary Fordwich told Fox News Digital that the lack of support from the Sussexes is, in her words, a clear demonstration of a total lack of moral courage. She's not alone. Podcast host Kinsey Schofield, who runs To Die For Daily, said this could backfire on Harry and Meghan no matter what. If Perry's name is cleared, people might say the Sussexes abandoned a friend. But if things go sideways for Perry, people could still accuse them of being opportunistic for staying quiet. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let's not forget how tight Perry and the Sussexes once were. Remember the Netflix docu-series Harry and Meghan? Harry literally said to Perry, "You said, stay as long as you need to. We said, maybe we just stay forever." That doesn't exactly sound like a casual acquaintance. Perry even gave them his home and security when they left the UK. So, when Meghan relaunched her Instagram to promote her fancy new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, and didn't even toss a virtual thumbs up to her old buddy? Yeah, people noticed. Schofield didn't hold back either. She told Fox News Digital, "You can post a 4-year-old video of yourself doing the baby mama dance, but you can't acknowledge a friend in need?" The sass was strong with that one. But let's pause for a moment and zoom out. Is there any concrete reason to believe Perry is harboring secrets that could actually cause a royal-level shakeup? Nope. Not one shred of evidence. No anonymous insider confirming anything. No leaked voice notes. No palace statements. Nada. All of this, Tyler Perry knows too much drama, seems to have come straight from the land of pure imagination, fueled by the fact that people love a good scandal, especially when the royals are involved. What we're actually witnessing is a classic case of two totally unrelated headlines being mashed together to create a juicy, but completely made-up storyline. There's a very real lawsuit that deserves the proper attention, and then there's a totally made-up Sussex connection that exists, because the internet just loves to stir the pot. The real danger here isn't that Perry's about to spill secrets. It's that serious topics are being buried under a pile of what-ifs and royal fan fiction. Important conversations about workplace respect and accountability are getting overshadowed by, OMG, what if Meghan has a meltdown when Perry speaks? Let's be clear. Nothing Perry has said, or hasn't said, indicates that he's planning to reveal anything about Harry and Meghan. No royal aides have sounded the alarm. No royal biographers are dropping hints. And despite the buzz, no actual consequences have come from these secrets, because again, no one's proven they exist. What do we make of all this? Honestly, it's a perfect example of how gossip spreads faster than facts. Just because something sounds like it could be true, especially when it involves big names and a touch of mystery, doesn't mean it is. At the end of the day, this isn't a tale of royal betrayal or friendship fallout. It's a story about how easily a trending topic can spin out of control, turning one man's legal battle into a bizarre side story about royal drama that's probably not even real. Until someone actually produces a receipt, a contract, or even a reliable whisper from someone in the know, it's safe to say this one's all sparkle, no substance. The legal and PR battle in the future? Meghan Markle just can't seem to catch a break when it comes to launching her lifestyle brand. After months of build-up, a name change, and a few social media teases, the Duchess of Sussex unveiled her new venture as ever. But instead of a clean slate, she's found herself caught up in a new round of eyebrow-raising drama, this time involving a quaint little town in Spain and some very familiar-looking birds. Let's rewind a bit. Meghan originally tried to launch her brand under the name American Riviera Orchard, which, while charming, ran into some hiccups with U.S. trademark officials. Apparently, the phrase American Riviera is just too generic to be locked down, even with orchard tacked on. She was given a few months to revise the application, and her team brushed it off, calling the delay routine and expected. But the court of public opinion had already begun whispering. Fast forward to today, and we have, as ever, a rebrand that was supposed to be Meghan's big reset. She even acknowledged her stumbles in a People magazine interview, saying, I appreciate everyone who gave me the grace to make mistakes and figure it out, and also to be forgiving with myself through that. It's a learning curve. Well, let's just say that the learning curve has looped right back into the headlines. The newly revealed As Ever logo features a palm tree with two dainty hummingbirds on either side. A sweet nod to Harry and Meghan's California lifestyle, and Prince Harry's love for the tiny birds. But across the Atlantic, folks in Paredes, a centuries-old town in Mallorca, weren't exactly flattered. Their coat of arms, which dates back to 1370, also features, you guessed it, a palm tree flanked by two birds. The town mayor, Francisca Moraveni, told The Sun, "We don't want our coat of arms to be perverted because it belongs exclusively to Paredes." She added that while Meghan's version includes hummingbirds and their sways between swallows or pigeons, depending on which historian you ask, the designs are still nearly identical. The town even took things to their legal team, just in case. But let's be honest, going head-to-head with Meghan Markle's branding squad is no small feat. Reporting plagiarism is complicated and expensive, the mayor admitted, and a small town hall like ours is not in a position to fight against the English crown. So instead of kicking up a legal storm, Mayor Mora offered a surprisingly cheerful Plan B. "I would like to officially invite her to Paredes," she said, joking that the whole kerfuffle was giving the town some much-needed free publicity. She even suggested Meghan stop by during their local fiestas and learn the story behind the town's historic emblem. But even if there's no courtroom battle ahead, the resemblance between the logos has reignited scrutiny around Meghan's brand strategy. And this isn't the only name issue she's facing. Back in New York, Mark Kolsky, who owns a clothing label also called As Ever, took to Instagram to clear things up. "We are aware. We are not affiliated." He later told the U.S. Sun that although he doesn't technically own the trademark, he's been using the name since 2017 and is exploring all possibilities. Still, he admitted, "This new venture has the power and money of Netflix behind it. Even if I wanted to do something, I don't think I have the behemoth of lawyers and money that are behind this." That sentiment echoes what many PR experts have been saying for months. Launching a celebrity brand is tricky business, and when legal details aren't airtight, the fallout can be big. Overlapping logos, name similarities, and public confusion are all risks that come with skipping a thorough check. And in Meghan's case, they've all happened at once. What's making this whole saga even messier is Meghan's long-standing pattern of trying to steer the public narrative through legal routes. Over the years, she's used lawsuits and confidentiality agreements to guard her privacy and counter critics. But critics argue this approach has started to backfire. Her efforts to control the conversation have, ironically, sparked even more chatter. From lawsuits over private letters to attempts to quiet commentary she doesn't like, the Duchess has been battling on multiple fronts, and it's taken a toll on her image. Let's talk about public image. According to YouGov polling, Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, is riding high with a plus 59 net favorability rating. Meghan? Not so much. She came in at number 19, with a net rating of just 19. That's a pretty clear indication that the public isn't quite buying what As Ever is selling, or at least not yet. In her own words, Meghan described the shift from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever as a creative expansion. In a video teasing her Netflix lifestyle show with love, Meghan, she explained, "Last year, I had thought, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood. It's a nickname for Santa Barbara, but it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area. So, in theory, As Ever is meant to cast a wider net. But for now, it's mostly catching side eyes." To be fair, Meghan's camp insists that everything was done by the book. A source told The Independent that comprehensive global searches of registered trademarks were conducted, and that the logo design was crafted to reflect their personal story. Still, between bird battles in Spain and identity confusions in New York, As Ever is off to a pretty dramatic start. Whether Meghan's brand can overcome this rocky relaunch remains to be seen. What's clear is that the Duchess's personal image is now tightly woven into her business identity, and every stumble is magnified. If as ever becomes more associated with drama than actual products, it's going to be a tough climb back to brand credibility. Will Meghan manage to spin this into a success story, or will as ever end up as another chapter in the Duchess's ever-growing list of PR puzzles? For now, it's all up in the air, just like those hummingbirds. So, what do you think about this topic? Let us know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Check out the 2 videos on screen that might just become your next favorites. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content coming soon.